Linces cósmicos, ¿qué tal? Lamento la interrupción de antes. Estaba tan metido aquí en el juego que no me di cuenta que ya había pasado más de la hora. Entonces, porque tengo programado para grabar nada más episodios de 1 hora, entonces por eso valió gorro. Pero bueno, continuamos desde donde lo dejamos. Estábamos viendo las huellas que encontramos. Señalar una pesada, unos 200 kilos.
200? Could it be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
O era un gordo, o era el que sujetaba el cadáver, tal vez.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Uno de ellos cargaba con la víctima.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Estás pensando, ¿por qué tuvieron que cargar con él?
Yes, they could have used the makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
¿O ya estaría muerta la víctima? Puede que la víctima no estuviera consciente.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
Pisada ligera, zapato del 41.
A woman or a kid?
¿Podría ser una mujer?
Okay. How do you know?
He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait.
Digo, cosas al azar mientras miro agujeros en el bar. No tengo ni idea de dónde sale todo esto.
That's okay. Go on.
Bueno. O a ver si lo repito. Pisada ligera, zapato del
A
41.
woman or a kid?
Podría ser un niño.
Okay.
He knows it's hard to
Lo
discern.
mismo.
That's okay. A woman or a kid?
No creo que haya forma de estar seguros.
Understood. Anything else?
Una anomalía. Una suela es más lisa que la otra.
Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul.
¿Tiene alguna idea, teniente?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
Así que uno de los tíos que buscamos es baterista.
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer.
Digo, podría ser que empaquete menosprecias. O sea, todo aquí es lluvia de ideas, lluvia de ideas.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Estaba... bueno, ¿cómo le pongo? Interesante, ojalá se me hubiera ocurrido esa idea.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engine...
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Sí, sensato. ¿Cuánto tiempo crees que tienen estas huellas?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
¿Cómo lo sabes?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
¿Qué crees que pasó aquí?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Pero...
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
Creo que tenemos un conocimiento bastante amplio de lo que pasó aquí.
The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself. I doubt, perhaps, it would be unprofessional of him to be sure of himself at such an early stage of the
Sí, obviamente
investigation.
aún queda mucho por explorar.
Either way. What else?
Ya hemos revisado todas. Magnesio. Dinero. Alguien intenta cultivar plantas en este invernadero. No creo que pueda en esta época. O bueno, tal vez sí, que estén cubiertas. Un mecanismo de cabestrante lleva varios años oxidándose. Ahora sí el cuerpo.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath.
Mirar hacia abajo.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Dios, qué asco, ¿por qué huele tan mal?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, CUNO!
Creo que por eso tengo que vomitar.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind.
No, pues
flushing
dejarlo
you from
salir.
within.
Pues sí, el olor. Creo que es más el olor que la imagen del muerto. Está bien, lo va a desintoxicar.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out. But until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
Lo siento.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
Gracias.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
¿Crees que el amoníaco ayudaría?
If you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor.
Cadaverina. ¿Y tú?
I can't handle the headache.
Vale, ¿y dónde sacamos el amoníaco?
There is Frit nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't... There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags.
Pretty clever.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the wipe check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
No, ok. Ahorita vamos por el amoníaco. Vamos a hablar con este chavo. Ah, no. Con el otro que está aquí. Oculto.
CUNO, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
Acércate un poco más.
Looks like it's time for me to go, CUNO. Pig's come to take me in.
Calma, que solo quiero hacerte unas preguntas.
I'm going away for a long, long time, CUNO. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
Tú, el de ahí atrás.
You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody. I'm not here, pig. You're not seeing this.
You can still see the top of her hat from behind the fence.
No va a querer hablar, supongo.
CUNO's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Oh yeah, nappa gumpy, CUNO.
Chaval, tienes un momento, asunto policial.
Right in the dick, CUNO. Get him right in the dick.
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
Espera, ¿qué me quieres decir con eso?
The kid is obviously high.
Está drogado el niño, ok. Deja de colocarte en la escena del crimen.
Fuck that. CUNO, yeah, right in the
shit himself.
The rake, CUNO! You should throw the rake at him, CUNO!
The fuck does CUNO know what a rake is? CUNO's not a gardener.
¿Qué deberíamos hacer?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces.
¿Qué fuerzas?
You will see.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
¿Vosotros dos sois hermanos?
The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us CUNO! He says we're fucking each other!
Oye, ¿quieres dar una vuelta? No soy un estupa. Obviamente va a decir que no.
Fuck no! CUNO doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
Mira, tengo que hacerte unas preguntas.
Alright, entertain the CUNO. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
Háblame del cadáver. ¿Sabes algo acerca de él?
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, CUNO!
Kim, échame un cable. ¿Qué queremos saber?
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
The usual being, have you seen anything out of the ordinary? Or have you seen anything suspicious?
¿Sabes quién era?
CUNO's fuck gimp. CUNO uses the fuck gimp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Me refería a quién era él antes de que muriera.
CUNO knows what you meant. CUNO's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make CUNO sing into the popo phone.
¿Sabes cómo acabó ahí arriba?
Probably climbed. CUNO was busy down the road when that shit went down.
Entonces, ¿no viste lo que pasó?
You heard CUNO. CUNO wasn't even in Martinez. CUNO wasn't in Revachol. CUNO wasn't regional.
Vale, ya veo. Entonces, ¿a dónde fuiste?
I don't know. Some fucking... Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. CUNO was in fucking Night City.
There is no Night City
Cyberpunk?
anywhere. That sounds
¿Referencia?
like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Ajá, ciencia barata. Ese nombre es de una ciudad ficticia. La ciudad nocturna no existe.
Why you gotta be riding CUNO's ass? You haven't been where CUNO's been. You haven't been in CUNO's head. You wanna know where CUNO was? You wanna know what CUNO's been fucking up to?
Oh, don't tell him that, CUNO! It's lame!
It's not fucking lame. CUNO's building CUNO's city. Night City. Rage City. The City of Rage. That's it. And it's not lame.
Lame!
That's the name of CUNO's city, bitch. Get the fuck off CUNO's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If it's important, it'll come up later. Focus on the case.
Ok, ¿has visto a alguien sospechoso por la zona?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to CUNO.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, CUNO!
Looks like you're a fagari now, whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonistic situations.
Está nevando bastante. Ya seguiremos después. Ahora hablemos de otra cosa.
You're testing CUNO's patience here.
Get lost,
Háblame de la escena del crimen. ¿Venís mucho a jugar por aquí?
Right, pig. This is where CUNO plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it?
¿La escalera ha subido alguna vez?
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get CUNO killed.
Entonces, ¿dirías que no hay forma de subir por la escalera?
Fuck does CUNO know? CUNO's not a fucking acrobat.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
It's a trap, CUNO! Don't climb it, CUNO!
¿Qué hay en el invernadero?
Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of Ilmara. Not so much anymore.
Espera, ¿la jardinera solía trabajar allí?
Yeah, that's what CUNO said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno.
¿Te refieres a la joven de Birling in Rax? ¿Esa jardinera?
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? What kind of gardening is done in March? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe she was preparing the garden beds.
Debería preguntarle al respecto.
Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. Suspicious.
Tengo curiosidad por el contenedor de basura.
Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig.
Tengo una fuerte corazonada de que hay algo de importancia, algo que debo encontrar.
Fuck does Kuno care about your hunch? That's your shit. You figured it out.
Puede que luego tenga algunas preguntas que hacerte. Por ahora, hablemos de otra cosa.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
A ver que yo me entere. ¿Quién es Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, pig.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Interesante. Así que te refieres a ti mismo en tercera persona para distanciarte de la situación.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that bullshit at Kuno. Kuno knows you're lying. Trying to get Kuno hooked on the book.
The boy knows he has an addictive personality. Admirable insight for his age.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Responde las preguntas.
Help! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pig's in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason.
No le vamos a dar un puñetazo, pero... ¿Quién te ha incitado a hacer esto?
No one. Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig.
This is where Kuno establishes dominance. Change of plan. You can't let that happen. It will make things harder down the line. You may end up missing crucial information.
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
¿Alguien te ha mentido en esto?
You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first place.
Listen to your friend.
¿Ha sido Garte?
Kuno owns the fat ass. Help! The RCM is trying to fuck Kuno!
Sí. ¿Estás colocado?
Help! Misters, help!
He's having the time of his life. Total ecstasy. Fuck the pig.
He's flashing Kuno! He's showing his genitals! If you don't help Kuno now, it'll be too late!
¿Qué viene esta pantomima enfermiza?
No! Get off Kuno, you sick fat fuck!
The nearly psychopathic way they could slip in and out of the act implies you're not the first victim.
Chaval, sé razonable, no te echo nada de nada.
Fucking logical! Help! The logical pig is fiddling Kuno!
Esto lo voy a guardar para después, si es que aumentamos esto de la forma física. Pero sería bien darle un puñetazo. No, darle un puñetazo es muy mala idea.
Look.
For emphasis, a ghost is saying this. A shit-eating psychopathic ghost with an ace up his sleeve.
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look that Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look.
Relax. He can't read your mind. He doesn't know you were thinking that.
Sí, pero no actúa en consecuencia. Era solo una fantasía.
I know what you thought. I'm gonna fuck that CUNO up. I'm gonna shut that shit down. You know what? You're nothing. You're a joke to CUNO. CUNO laughs at you. King CUNO!
CUNO turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna be in this shit with...
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with CUNO forever!
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
Bonito pipo.
You don't talk to me about my fucking people! You don't know where I come from! You're just CUNO's bottom bitch!
Como quieras, tengo unas preguntas sobre la escena del crimen.
Okay. CUNO is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but remember, this changes shit.
Click, 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 click!
Ah, pero no le iba a pegar, no manches. Con CUNO es. Pero las puedo repetir estas. CUNO, acabo de vomitar y ahora mismo no estoy para examinar el cadáver.
Yeah, like a fucking volcano. Yeah.
You're lucky you didn't die there!
¿Tienes algún consejo para mí? Lo digo porque pareces que tú lo aguantas sin problemas.
Yeah. CUNO's got some advice for you. What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid.
Perhaps you could compress this negative energy and turn it into some sort of a CUNO-fied non-vomiter.
Allá voy, no vomitador CUNOficado.
That's right. Turn your weaknesses into conceptual strengths. Try it again now.
Voy a intentar y después la voy a... por si la fallo, la reiniciaré. Averiguar de qué va este chico.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Es más probable que me responda esto. CUNO, Ciudad Furia, Ciudad Nocturna, ¿qué es todo eso? Me tienes intrigado.
No! You told him about it and now he knows your name!
This city is not fucking lame. You are lame. CUNO's tired of defending Rage City from... Just fuck off, alright? And fuck you too, putting CUNO on the spot like that. CUNO doesn't need to fucking explain his shit. CUNO's king. He rules here. Fuck did you want?
Explain himself? As if explaining some kind of work? Some kind of avant-garde work way ahead of its time?
Estoy intrigado.
You must get to the bottom of this one of these days.
Lo que
Sadly, it's unlikely to happen today.
Vale, me voy.
CUNO doesn't...
Según esto, me hubiera convenido intentar pegarle, pero sé que lo hubiera fallado. Bueno, era probabilidad, pero...
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Ah, ya es niña. CUNO es... Ah, qué caray. ¿Por qué dices palabras tan raras, niña?
I come from the woods, Guttavitu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing here. Get the fuck out of here.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Escucha, mocosa. El olor es tan nauseabundo que no pude evitar la vomitera. Y me preguntaba...
Stay away from me, pig. You don't want to see what happens when you corner me. I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Charlemos, Peque.
Murder was the case they gave me.
Vamos con la jardinera.
Hello again, officer. How are things?
Mi compañero me ha dicho que tal vez tengas amoníaco. ¿Podrías darme un poco?
Sure, I'm done with it. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Exactamente, ¿qué es lo que estás haciendo en el invernadero en marzo?
Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring. At least that's what my grandma always told me.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
Alta. Entrecerrar los ojos y mirarla intensamente.
Stop looking
Sí.
at her. Look around. What do you see?
La entrada al patio.
That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
¿Nos estás vigilando?
No, of course not. I don't understand what this is about. The kid did this, right? The red-haired rat? Can't say a sentence without or kipped. He's always giving me trouble.
No es que sea importante ahora mismo.
It is. Because he sent you to harass me, didn't he? You shouldn't listen to him. It was probably him who wrote that.
¿Por qué desvías la atención?
You've been resting here for quite a while, haven't you?
Yes, I'm tired.
I understand. The RCM isn't welcome here, and the locals want to keep an eye on us.
There's silence, the smallest of smiles.
That's okay, miss. Do what you have to do. I think we're done here. Let's go.
Me tengo que ir. Sí, nos estaba vigilando al final.
Hello again, officer.
Vamos a pedirle al Gout. No me acuerdo cómo se llama este cuate, pero...
The worker is in a deep.
todavía no podemos despertar. ¿Dice quién es este pelón? Es todo cuestión de dinero. Tienes que gastar dinero para ganar dinero. Podría decir Gout.
Can I help you?
Agarte. ¿El contenedor de basura de atrás es tuyo?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
Me pregunto qué será esta sensación.
Prod at him and find out.
¿No te parece cruel mantener las sobras fuera del alcance de los pobres?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Ñam ñam, dime más.
He killed himself.
Ah, caraja. Pues mira, ¿tú por dónde? A lo mejor soy Krasmazo.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
No, espera. ¿Y si soy Krasmazo?
We should return to the case of your mistaken identity at a later time, officer. This was about the trash container.
Bueno, necesitamos las llaves.
What for, Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Adiós. Pero sí que curioso, la jardinera nos está en realidad vigilando. Será, supongo que por el sindicato.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
¿No acabo de tener el presentimiento de que ahí dentro hay algo?
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand
Abrir
is
la
still
tapa.
on. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Mirar debajo de las cajas de cartón.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Remover los trapos.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Cogerlos.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
¿Serán del Oxiso?
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Embolsar los pantalones.
Guitar-marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Echarle el guante.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Embolsar la camisa.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
Una toalla rasgada, una taza, eso es todo.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Sí, tenemos que preguntar a los chicos quién la puso ahí.
The fuck's he on about, kids? You hear that, CUNO? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
¿Crees que alguien del Whirling pudo estar involucrado de alguna manera?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
De acuerdo.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Rebuscar entre los restos de comida. Ah, no. La taza. Para la saca.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
Una antigüedad.
Only in its social sensibility.
Coger la taza.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Objeto interactivo. Bueno, rebuscar entre los restos de comida.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey. Nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
¿Qué es?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Tomarla.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, Is that your paperwork?
No tengo idea de qué es esto.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
Creo que no quería seguir siendo policía. Por eso intenté tirar mi vida de poli por el retrete.
Well,
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
De acuerdo, eso haré.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Ok, cerró la tapa.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Veamos. ¿Puedo interactuar con esto? A ver.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
De hecho, da mucho en qué pensar. Mira cuánto contenido.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Esta taza es un ejemplo de prejuicio. Voy a usarla como ejemplo de lo que no se debe hacer.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work? Just finish your case, detective.
Puedo usarlo de
It's
nuevo.
just a racist mug. What's there to read here?
Retomemos el
Not
tema de la
much,
taza un momentito.
but it will not happen. The mug talk is exhausted.
Bueno.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
¿Algo más?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Examinar el papel higiénico.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
A lo mejor es papel de cocina, es exactamente igual.
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue. It's not though. It's toilet paper.
Quitárselo.
Still wet, the toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally
Examinar la
bent.
pinza.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, tip worn down thing, has been attached to the clip.
Pasar por el dedo por el aluminio.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read
Teniente,
these
¿esta es
there?
una marca de agua halógena?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesante. ¿Cómo puedo leerla?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Has dicho algo de los faros de tu kinema, ¿verdad?
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Interesante. ¿Qué clase de información?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Ok, eso es todo, gracias.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a
Oler
sorry
el
sight.
Oler el
The
portapapeles.
acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Mirar el portapapeles.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
¿De qué color dices?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Agitar el portapapeles.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Echar un vistazo al interior.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
¿Cómo lo abro?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Me voy a esperar para usar este. Ojear los papeles blancos.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
¿Qué hay ahí? ¿De qué van?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases, undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Son 2 casos a la semana. ¿Una buena carga de trabajo, teniente?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 casos a la semana parece haber sido mi ritmo, teniente, pero no estoy seguro de haberlos completado.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
Seguro que cometí bastantes errores.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
God knows I've made my share. He tries not to think of them. Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
¿Qué era eso de la convención de nombres?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Vaya, vaya, y además están escritos en letra mayúscula.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
¿Hay más?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, mis casos parecen emplear algún tipo de convención de nombres.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, me refiero a uno no numérico, con títulos.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
¿Y eso por qué?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
Parece que titulé un caso Los asesinatos del agujero de bala cuadrada.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one The Man with the Hole in His Head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that. To amuse my... I pray his loved ones never find out.
¿Qué le pasó?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Contar las páginas. Tengo que abrir un caso oficial. ¿Hay espacio?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Poner el caso por escrito. Utilizar el bolígrafo que te dio Lena.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Tachar las tareas
A
terminadas.
satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you.
Tú ya estás, y tú también.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Teniente, ¿por casualidad le has puesto ya un nombre a nuestro caso?
No, actually. Any ideas?
Es que sería bueno. Esto sería muy obvio, ¿no? El ahorcado. Esto muy, ¿no? El sol poniente. El sol poniente.
Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do with the setting sun. At all. Something more concrete, perhaps? Do you have something concrete?
Un dano
Mundane,
corriente puso el
usual.
ahorcado.
Usual is boring. We don't do that.
Las furias habitan en el espejo.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. And also, could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know?
Yes, you know what that normal name is, but it's so plain.
Ajá.
Anything else, please.
No tengo otro nombre. Pues el ahorcado.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Ok. Creo que ya he echado un buen vistazo.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
¿Sería capaz ya de leer los archivos de casos?
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural.
Espera, HDB 41, ¿esos campos no eran agente y comisaría?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
Happy birthday, ¿será? ¿Y HBD?
Every
HDB.
last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Oh. Haram Daham Bissanke.
Yeah, no.
¿Cuánto tiempo se tardan en leer un caso?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Rayos, ya nos metimos en una cosa más honda. A ver, el mural del otro mundo.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible, only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class." People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Espera, llegué a descubrir a quién se le ocurrió.
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Seguir leyendo.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
B. Conservar el mural. Está bien.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
No se puede culpar a la clase media. Es la naturaleza humana.
Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
Bueno, me voy a echar uno más, a ver. El caso
AKA
resoluble.
Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable.
Por cierto, chicos, lo vamos a dejar hasta aquí y continuamos en el siguiente episodio. De hecho, ya es un poco tarde, van a ser las 5 Nada más que terminemos de leer esto en el siguiente episodio y nos vamos al comedor donde están los trabajadores. Cuídense mucho, ya saben, si no los veo, buenos días, buenas noches y buenas tardes. Un abrazo, cuídense.